You know what? No, I'm talking right now.
That was just an outright lie.
I think white privilege is a fake thing.
What do you think the best moments of the first 100 days are and the worst moments were?
I believe that our position in the world went up about 1,000%. He was decisive in Syria and, has been talking with China, which we tried for years to get them to rein in North Korea, and he's looking to make a deal.
I question where your data is coming from regarding this 1,000%. The North Korea angle of warships was actually off the coast of Australia. So he kind of lied to the entire international community about that.
Regarding the ISIS, Trump was the first person who said that our top priority has to be ISIS. Now, I don't agree with his strike on the Syrian regime because I don't think we need to have another intervention against the secular regime. But his focus on ISIS is absolutely essential to the security not only of the United States, but the entire Western world.
I think Trump has fed into ISIS's narrative, and he is giving them what they want on a silver platter. We are very unsafe today, as opposed to before Trump was elected.
But in terms of destroying ISIS overseas so that they can't infiltrate Western Europe and then the United States, isn't that our responsibility to defend our own country? Isn't that what the commander-in-chief is supposed to do?
He just made it so that people think it's okay to say things. I have heard things now after Trump was elected that I had never heard in my 38 years of living in America. A man told me that he will slash my throat if I offended him. I could not envision something like this living in America.
As a Republican here, we feel like endangered species here, especially here in the Bay Area, where 16% of us in our district. In the district that I run for office, there's 16% Republicans. So we're the ones who is feeling this hate. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country at 35 years ago at age 14. And yes, I do look different, but I don't feel that particular threat, because what Trump usually said is that we welcome legal immigrants.
So he's also lied about that. He also said that he was going to only go after bad hombres. He's already deported dreamers. It's not their fault that they were brought in here at age 7, 6, 8, 9 years old. Now they're getting deported. The thing that I find so fascinating and so infuriating and so frustrating is the party of family values is tearing families apart, and they're okay with that because they don't they're illegal. You know what? No, I'm talking right now, and I want to finish. I came from illegal immigrants. My grandparents came here and worked the fields. They took the jobs that nobody wants, but they're ostracized. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about these terrible illegal immigrants that are going to take your jobs away.
Everything's about tearing families apart. There are 11 million illegal immigrants in this country. Trump is not about to deport 11 million people. That's just not happening.
Then he got up there and said
she wants to make it about race.
But it was about race.
It's about
is it offensive that you're saying
it's not? About the relationship between the government and the people. It's about government corruption. It's about.
What did he call Mexicans? Rapists.
He didn't.
Bad hombres. He generalized about a whole group of people. And you guys came unglued when Hillary Clinton referred to you guys as deplorables. But yet it's okay for him to take a whole race of Mexicans and say, they're bad hombres, they're drug addicts, they're rapists. He said that. Whether you want to admit it or not, maybe somebody could bring up the tape, he said it.
I'm going to show you a few tweets. Don't believe the mainstream fake news media. The White House is running very well. I inherited a mess and in the process of fixing it.
The disrespect that he has shown the media, I have never seen any president do that. Never.
The mainstream media has always been against Republicans, and particularly against Trump. The fact that he has to tweet and does tweet is the only way he actually gets his message out.
North Korea is looking for trouble. If China decides to help, that would be great. If not, we will solve the problem without them, USA. So I want to talk a little bit about, whether Trump's foreign policy is actually making us safer or making us less safe.
I feel more safe because I know Trump will do something, okay? I did not feel safe with Obama.
Maybe the immigration ban is an important
exactly.
issue to talk about. How did it feel for you guys when Trump, introduced
Well,
it?
the vetting process for the immigrants is 2 years. It was under Obama that it was 2 years. It was not an easy process. So we are not getting people who are like criminals in our country. Just banning people from Muslim countries, that's again telling the American people that Muslim people are bad.
Let's be clear, it wasn't a Muslim ban. It wasn't a ban on Muslim people. The largest Muslim country is Indonesia, and there was no restrictions on immigration from Indonesia. It was countries where there were terrorist tendencies.
Just one last tweet. President Trump, how low has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? This is Nixon Watergate, bad or sick guy. What do you think this says about President Trump?
He lied.
Like there's truth.
That was just an outright lie.
He thought they had been wiretapped.
He heard on
He thought-
television that
No.
he had been wiretapped. And
No,
so
he thought he had been wiretapped and that got on television.
It's like you thought Obama didn't have a birth certificate too. You guys he thought. He has said a lot of things that were not true. And it's been proven to be true. And I would have so much of an easier time extending that olive branch and hearing the other side if you guys could just look at you just say, you know what, he has lied. You know what, he has been a little hypocritical. You know what, he did stir up that racial thought. But there's this sense of denial that goes on.
I think denial comes with privilege, and the only people chuckling here are those with privilege. Because I
Well,
don't
that
see
is-
anything
that's
funny
a
about
very
that. I get to be here
racist
for more
comment.
than 50. Oh, tell me about race and how you have been affected by it in your entire life. please.
To say
As an
somebody,
Italian.
we come up with these fake things like
Ooh, fake,
white
that's a good
white
word.
privilege. To me,
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you properly. You just said white privilege is a fake thing.
I think white privilege is a fake thing.
I disagree.
We can both disagree on it, and we can walk away, and I'm not going to hate you. I'm going to say hello to you.
For our last question, kind of going off that, how do you think we can heal? How can we come together?
The president, I think he loved himself than he loved his people. So if you love him, tell him to love all the country, all the people.
We came from the same human family, right? We're humans. And I'll be the first one to tell Trump, to yell at Trump if I have to, is that, look, there are bad apples, there are bad terrorists, but we gotta work together.